welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about all things money. The new year is upon us. I know we're a few weeks in, but it's never too late to set our goals for 2023. And one of the big topics for the new year is finances. Changes in our finances that we want to do from the prior year or habits that we want to implement to make this year a successful year. So I figured I'd make a video sharing with you guys my financial goals for 2023 and some of my biggest financial regrets from 2022 because there's quite a bit of that. Overall, I just wanted to share some of the things that I'm going to be implementing this year to make this year a financially successful year. I desire prosperity and abundance for everyone, and I feel like we can all achieve our form of abundance and our form of prosperity if we implement some habits and some things that, work with our lifestyle. But a quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I do work in finance. My job does entail reviewing income and debt and things like that. So I have a good idea of how finances work. If you want professional financial advice, I would definitely recommend that. But these are just some things that I've learned in my years of living and handling money that I think have been beneficial, and then some things that I want to implement that based off of my regrets from last year, because last year was an interesting one. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, my name is Maria. I feel so professional sitting like this. Let me relax a little. If you're new here, my name is Maria. I do a lot of lifestyle, beauty, fashion, home decor, and now finance. I want to incorporate a lot more finance into my channel this year just because I know that money makes the world go around and we all have to handle it. We all have bills. Well, a majority of us have bills and things like that. So why not share that aspect of life as well? So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe so you can stay tuned with all the other videos that I post. And without further ado, let's get into the money talk. So I really wanted to start with talking about my 2022 financial regrets, so that I can do better in planning my goals for this year and also the habits that I want to develop. So let's start with that. One of my biggest financial regrets of last year is using credit cards when I knew I had the money to purchase said item. I don't know why using credit cards feels like you're not using your money. It's like an instant gratification. It feels like you're getting something for free, or at least that's how I felt when I would buy things with my credit card. It would feel like I'm getting the item for free, and then I just swipe and worry about it later. But then when it came to the end of the year, I realized that it really just added up. But it's kind of like you're double spending because of the interest that you have to pay on credit cards. So my mantra this year is, if I can buy it with my own money and I've budgeted for it, then go ahead and buy it. Don't put it on a credit card because it's going to cost me more in the long run. The second financial regret that I have is not doing monthly reflections. And by monthly reflections, I mean looking over my finances for the month, my expenses, my income, how much I gave, what I spent my money on, because I feel like when you keep track of your money in a shorter time frame, instead of waiting till the end of the year, if you do it bi-weekly or monthly, you can really see where your habits need some adjusting. Like if I would have calculated how much Starbucks I spent at the end of every month, I think the next month I would have gotten better and better and better at spending less money at Starbucks. But because I would just spend and not even think twice, I'm scared to look at my year. I haven't yet because I just want to leave it in the past. I want a clean slate. But this year, I'm definitely going to be implementing monthly reflections so that I can see where I'm spending my money, if it's what I needed or if it's what I wanted, and just kind of helping me build better habits by tracking my monthly expenses. So definitely going to be doing monthly reflections this year. Next financial regret that I'm still working on, and I need to figure out why the heck I struggle with it so much, but it is impulse buying. That term, retail therapy, is so real because why does it feel so good to go to H&M and spend money on items that I really don't need, that I like and that I want, but I genuinely don't need? I don't know the psychology behind that, but it needs to go. I need to stop impulse buying. And one of the things that I'm going to be implementing in 2023 that I know is going to help me limit my impulse buying, specifically for fashion items, because that's where I feel like I struggle the most, is I want to really dedicate my year to building a capsule wardrobe. And one of the rules of thumbs when building a capsule wardrobe is you only buy items that you can style at least 4 to 5 different ways. And that alone, that rule of thumb alone, will cut my impulse buying in half. No more impulse buying in 2023. My fourth financial regret is not getting a travel card sooner. I regret this so much because my husband and I got a travel credit card in November of last year, or I think October of last year, so we weren't able to accumulate a ton of points. But basically the way that a travel card works is you get points whenever you use the credit card to book flights, hotels, Ubers, or just everyday expenses too, like gas. Although you don't get a ton of points with that, you mostly get points when you book trips and things like that. And then those points accumulate, and then over time it's hoped that you can use those points to book more flights or book more hotels and fund basically your travel. And I really regret not doing this sooner because we did take quite a bit of trips last year, and all of that was not on a credit card, it was our personal funds. But if we put it on a credit card, then it definitely could have funded 1 or 2 more trips for this year. But now we know for this year, the goal is to book with the credit card, pay it right away. So it's like we're paying it on our own, because that way it doesn't accumulate too much interest, but you still get the points because you booked with a credit card. So that is our like plan for travel, and I feel like it's definitely going to help fund trips, or it could help pay for your groceries for 1 month, depending on, you know, how many points you accumulate. But I just wish we would have done it sooner, but we're looking onward. And then the fifth regret is not doing saving challenges. And I just learned about saving challenges this year, and I will get into more of that later on. But savings challenges are basically like challenging yourself to have no spend weeks or week or weekend, where you dedicate a specific week or weekend or a couple of days to not spend any money aside from what your necessities are. I know it sounds a little bit extreme, but if you want to have a certain amount of savings, then it's a great way to increase your savings and decrease your expenses. Last year, I was just really not as intentional with saving as I wish I was. So this year we're changing that. We're going all in with savings, and I have a ton of different challenges that I want to share with you guys. But those are my main 5 financial regrets from last year, and I don't want to dwell on them too much because the past is the past. And the good thing is I'm reflecting on the year and then looking at ways to improve, which is all you can hope for. Wow, that was a mouthful. Okay, so now that that's out of the way and the negative is gone, let's talk about the positive. I want to show you guys the planner that I'm going to be using this year to get my finances in order. I'll go ahead and link it down below because it's a lot. I'm not going to get into every single little section that it has because it is a lot of great stuff, but I'll link it down below for you guys if you're interested in checking it out. But it's basically a financial planner. So if you head to the index, you have a yearly overview where you can look at your year in review at the end of the year. You can put how much your total income was, your total savings, and how much you're ending the year in debt, if any. And then we have the financial goals, which I want to fill out with you guys because I really want to set out my goals for this year. And the cool thing is you can do short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals. And then one of my favorite sections of the planner is the savings tracker. You can track different savings that you want to save for. And what I love is you can divide your savings into different sections. So for example, if you want to save for your honeymoon or you want to save for a specific trip, you can set aside a specific jar for that event or item, and then kind of track on this side, like, you know, when you deposited that much for this savings. One of the things that I want to do, and I've heard is a great bank to do this with, is I want to do a savings account that has different buckets. I've heard Ally Bank does that, where you can have one savings account, and then within the savings account, you can have different buckets of savings. So you know exactly how much money you have for which funds, as opposed to just having one savings account where you have a lump sum and then you have to kind of keep track of how much goes to each event that you're saving for. So I'm definitely going to be looking into that because I feel like that is such a handy way to save. You know exactly how much you have saved for each event or item that you're saving for. We have the debt tracker. If you really want to tackle debt this year and pay off, like, you know, as much as you can use this tracker to keep track of your debt and how to pay it off and kind of create like a debt payoff plan. So after we do our yearly goals, we can dive into monthly goals. The planner has every month written out for 2023, and then within it, it has goals for that month. So you can write 3 financial goals that you have and some action steps that you want to take to achieve those goals. It also has a paycheck budget template. If you get paid with checks, it has 4 checks per month, and this is kind of like a template on how to budget your paycheck. So you put your date, the amount of your check, the bills, the debt, any other income that you've received, and then your expenses for that week or that paycheck period. And then down here, you'll put the summary. So your total income, total bills, total expenses, total debt, total savings, and then the amount that's remaining. So being able to do this for every month is key, and for every pay period, because then I know exactly where my money's going and what it's being used for. So yeah, let's get into the financial goals. I'm just going to do my short-term goals and my medium-term goals with you all, because long-term goals is more of like something that Eric and I already did together. So my first short-term goal is I want to pay my credit card off by half. I'm going to put the target date, which is June. So it'd be June 1st. And I definitely think this is doable because we definitely have tax season coming up. I think we're going to get a refund, so that can like help. I want to keep these goals like attainable. I don't want to make goals that are super crazy and like unattainable, or requires me to overwork myself. I'm also going to put on here career goals, because I feel like career goals obviously means income as well. So it could work towards your financial goals. So one of my career goals is to secure 2 collabs a month. And because this would result in increased income, which can help me reach my other financial goals. So I'm not going to put a target date on that. I'm just going to put all 6 months. I'm going to put as well how much I want to save in the next 6 months. I'm not going to say how much I'm going to save, just because I don't want to put that on the internet. And then the target date would be also June. Okay, and then another short-term goal is about learning / educating myself on investing. And I feel like that is a great like short-term goal, because I can easily read like a book a month about different types of investment, and then it'll work towards my short-term goal. I would say that that is pretty much it for my short-term goals. I am going to go into more detail per month about how I can achieve my short-term goals. So for example, like if I know that I want to save an X amount of money within the next 6 months, then I can be more intentional about my monthly goals and say, okay, if I want to save X amount of money in the next 6 months, how many no-spend weekends do I need in this month? Or what expenses can I cut this month to put into my savings account to reach this ultimate goal? And then my long-term goal, which would be the entire year, what I want to be working towards the entire year, one of the main ones is to pay off my student loan debt. If Biden comes through, this might not be necessary, but if he doesn't, then I might as well just do it. I've been chipping away at it since I graduated, and thankfully I'm looking at the finish line now. So I think that that's definitely doable by December of this year. Another one is home renovations. I really want to start saving for home renovations. Eric and I have been in our home for going on 3 years, and I really want to just kind of spoil our home, take a little bit more care of it, and like put more of our personal touch to it. Home renovations would include painting, and then also probably carpet cleaning. Is that renovations? Not really. Just home, I would say home maintenance. More home maintenance, or focusing on home maintenance. Maybe we could do renovations next year. Generally, the rule of thumb is to save 1% of the value of your home funds for the home, for renovations or emergencies. One of the challenges that's in this planner is saving $5,000 in a year. And $5,000 in a year is $250 a month, and then $125 each check. My last medium-term goal, which was inspired by this girl that I saw on TikTok, and I'm sure you guys have probably seen her if we have the same For You page. But it's this girl that does Instacart. She basically makes all of her bill money from Instacart. So all her bills are paid off by Instacart. So when she gets paid with her paycheck from her full-time job, that goes straight to her savings or like to her spending. And I really, really love that idea of increasing a secondary income that can pay for your bills, pay for your necessities, and then using your paycheck to invest or save, or, you know, do as you please, or use it as travel money. So I guess the medium-term goal would be to increase secondary income, and the deadline would be December. Those are basically my short-term and medium-term goals, and I'm definitely going to be using the challenges section of the planner to be able to achieve these goals. It has quite a bit of different challenges that I feel like some are very challenging, some are challenging but doable, and I feel like it's good to have like a little bit of both. One of the challenges that it has is a no spend month. It also has saving $1,000 in 30 days, saving $10,000 in a year. Seeing big money broken down like this actually makes saving seem so much more attainable, and really makes you think twice before you buy something. Like, to save $10,000 in a year, you need to save roughly between $100 a week to $300 a week, but that's more towards the end of the year. $100 a week is $14 a day, roughly. That's like a Chipotle bowl, or like a meal a day. Not that you're gonna sacrifice, because you're still gonna eat, but you'll use that money for groceries instead of spending it on eating out, and you can add it to your savings account. So seeing these challenges like really makes me just realize the value of even the smallest amount of money, and how powerful it is in the grand scheme of saving. So whether you're saving $5 a day, $5 a week, $5 over a year is a good amount of money that you are going to see at the end of the year. Saving $500 in a month starts with $1 and ends with $31 a day. So that's basically my financial goals for this year. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely stay tuned for the monthly videos that I'll be doing regarding finance. I'll probably do like monthly recaps, what I did good in, what I could improve in, and different challenges that I did throughout the month. So definitely stay tuned for those. I'm wishing you a prosperous, abundant year full of prosperity and full of opportunity. And we're gonna grow together. I'm so excited for this year and everything that it has to offer. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.